If you've looked at buying a small business in any serious capacity, you'll know that it's quite daunting. The best small businesses are usually valued in the $1 to $5 million range. And a lot of times you're borrowing 90% of that from the SBA and personally guaranteeing it with all of your worldly assets. On top of that, you're really learning about the seller and the business. In the space of about 2 weeks, you're going under contract, and then you get 45 to 90 days to close the deal and do your due diligence. And you really don't quite know what you're walking into on day one. So I thought there's got to be a better way of doing this. Is there a way that I could work in a business that has an owner that is willing to sell, but isn't in a massive hurry to sell, where I can take some of the responsibilities off of their plate and learn about the business and see all the financials and all of the systems and really do my due diligence on the business and see what it's like to run it myself? Well, I think I've found that situation. If you don't know me, I quit my job 97 days ago to buy a small business and run it myself. And I'm in the contract negotiation stage right now. I'm not going to share all the details of our agreement until it's finalized. But one aspect of it is that we have built this like an option to purchase agreement. So the unique situation here is that it's a super high growth business, and the SBA generally doesn't give you credit for growth. They're only going to give you credit for what has already happened. So they're not going to project that growth forwards. So in order to push the timeline for the valuation out a little bit and for me to de-risk my investment, we've both looked at the financials. We've projected out 2025. We've put a decent multiple on it to come up with a valuation for the business. And that serves as my exercise price. Now I have the right to purchase this business at that valuation. Then at any point during 2025, I can execute this option to purchase. So this helps the seller maximize their valuation. If I had to close tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to get there. I wouldn't be able to get the loan. I don't think I would feel comfortable with it because of how much of 2025 is still left to go. And we're extrapolating a lot of growth. But now I also get to work in the business. I get to learn the business. I get to do the due diligence. I get to see all of the systems. And I'm incentivized to grow the business beyond what we think our projections are for 2025. Why would I do that? Well, my purchase price is already locked in. So I'm going to try to make as much profit, as much cash flow for this business this year as possible to carry over into next year. The current owner will reap the rewards of all of that because they're the owner and all of the distributions will go to them. But I will have basically gotten a head start on my ownership, and I will know for sure that that is a fair valuation for the business by the time that I execute. Am I giving up a little bit of upside here? Yes, probably. But more importantly, I'm really almost eliminating the downside of the deal. And that's really what's most important to me right now, is this risk mitigation and being able to come in and do this confidently. So food for thought. I don't know if anyone else has thought of doing this or heard of somebody else doing it. If you have any questions, please comment below or send me a DM. I'd love your thoughts on what I'm doing here.